All right, everybody. Welcome back here to another episode of Load the Wagon, the Madden 2021 franchise draft series where guests come on to draft a team and then we simulate a year to see how that team goes. Tonight's episode, we are joined by Bo McBigTime. And Bo is a writer, nimble with numbers, ball blast, hammercast, and does Davy with the Vipers, and of course, going for two. Not only that, Bo is also the host of Chalk Blocks and, of course, the creator and maker of Big Time Flavor. So go hit that up. You could get your hot sauce, barbecue rub, taco seasoning, and, of course, that's clucking hot. But you could just snag the bundle and, of course, get 10% off your order. Bo, how are you doing?
Great. It's just been it's a whirlwind of a day. I've been up early. Had to hop on the SFB Podathon when it first started, just to promote my pledge drive that I'm doing alongside it. Donating all the proceeds during the Podathon. So until 9 o'clock Eastern tomorrow morning, all the proceeds from my website sales will go towards No Kid Hungry. So that's something I'm really pushing out there. So I actually kind of hopped on the about an hour ago to bump it to the top so people that weren't tuning in early in the morning were able to see that they can go and place that order and know that their money's going to a good cause.
Go snag it. And of course, here, shout out to Swagman going. Who did you take before him?
He knew what was going to happen. He's just saying I sniped him. He had I think he was 3 or 4 picks in the future because he's at the 12th spot with the third round reversal. But surprisingly, I have the third pick, and the first pick was Travis Kelce. Jen Piacenti went with the tight end advantage right off the bat at 101. And then the surprise pick was at 102. I was expecting CMC to go before me, and I had the top 3 people ahead in my queue were Mahomes, CMC, and Dak Prescott. I was going for that upside with the Cowboys. And when the second pick went with Kyler Murray instead of Mahomes, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So I went with Mahomes, even though I had Dak similarly rated, but I wasn't going to ignore Mahomes. Potentially the safest bet at being a quarterback one right there.
There you go.
3. And then I turned around at 210 and just took Kyle Pitts in front of
nice.
Swag there. So
let's go.
And I'm the biggest Kyle Pitts truther. I have the highest known projections for his rookie season. So it was like second round pick. I'm going to see because everybody else in the top 4 tight ends was gone. I wanted to make sure that I locked in a guy that I feel is very, very likely to join them at that top tier before the drop off is.
Oh, and of course, Bo, you are on the clock. Do you want to make the pick real quick?
Oh, no.
That's right.
I think LQ's just messing with me.
Shout out. Oh, I'm on the clock? I actually might be on the clock. But it doesn't matter because here you are on the clock for Load the Wagon.
All right.
First round, you got the 12th pick. Do you have a strategy you're going to go here? Remember, so maybe something to remember here, it's more redraft than it would be dynasty, right? Injuries are turned off. We can switch positions around, like a left guard to a center or whatever the case may be. And then after the draft, you if you want, you get one trade option to fill a hole if you want to punt a position or not. But here we are, 12th pick. Go Cowboys. Here's the best players available. I could sort by position if you want.
Yeah, you have to tackle quarterback especially with the 12th pick where you're not too far along with. You don't want to miss on a quarterback with good awareness ratings, especially in Madden, because your wins and losses are tied to awareness ratings and passer accuracy. So I'm going to go.
So we got Drew Brees and Brady. And of course, what you may not know, you could get those guys round 8, round 9, maybe round 11.
Yeah, that is true.
But maybe not an Allen. He might go next round. He might be there in the 3rd. Who knows? As you mentioned quarterback, like you said, you went Mahomes and Scott Fishbowl. This is the Load the Wagon Bowl right now, I guess.
I will take Tom Brady in this format because his rating in Madden tells me that he's going to win games. And if I'm trying to win games in Madden, especially in a simulation, I'm taking that quarterback that is
So that I know is
going.
Brady first round, even though you can for sure get him in the 8th.
I don't care.
Let's go. Tom Brady. Here we are. It's like Cooter out there, first round wildness going Tannehill. First round, load the wagon. Look at he looks good. Get him to the Cowboys. Get him to
the one that got away. The one that got away.
Got away, but not here because you have him on your team. Second round, we got a Kelsey, Kamara, however we say his last name.
Yeah.
Julio. I mean, do you want to go defense? We got, something like Von Miller. We could move to left end, or whatever the case may be.
So I've done this format a few different times, and the ones that have the most success typically go with weapons early, because in Madden ratings, some of the sleeper weapons that we know as breakout candidates are pretty low rated. So I'm gonna attack the value in the weapons that have X factor ratings.
That's right. We can sort by that. We got Thielen, Jones on the offense, Kelsey, of course. And I think it might end. Oh, Keenan's a superstar X factor. What are we thinking? Do you want to go wide receiver? Tight end? You saw Kelsey there?
I'm definitely going Kelsey here because he's just unmatchable weapon in this game.
Shout out Kelsey. And shout out to the Scott Fishbowl. I know some people took him 1.01. Some people got him in the second. So it's crazy.
Look how good he looks in that silver and blue.
Look at that. What kind of blue is that called? Do you know? Cowboy blue?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just navy blue, but there's navy blue and true blue that the Cowboys use both of them.
Let's look it up. Cowboy blue. That's too much work. It didn't happen on the first Google search. Okay, third round. You stay in X factors. We got Julio.
Lock him in.
You want to lock him in? You don't want to look at anyone else. Just get him going.
Not yet. I'm gonna move down the list if I can lock in multiple X factor players, I'm gonna do it.
Especially on the offense.
Right.
You get it. Shout out Bo. Shout out the Cowboys. Okay. Let's see. Fourth round. So you went Tom Brady, Travis Kelsey, Julio Jones. Now we're in the fourth round. You're talking about X factors. We got a Harrison Smith. I know defense, you may not be focused, but he's there. And of course, I think Sherman is an X factor, of course, while David is just a superstar. Do you want to keep hitting home on offense? Do you want to switch over to defense? This is just BPA, of course.
Right. Can you sort to left tackle?
Yeah, let's do that. Left tackle, Whitworth, Tunsil. Of course, like Whitworth, he's a little bit better. Again, this is more redraft. Tunsil's 26, Whitworth's 32 or something. 38. But it doesn't matter because he's an 88. What are we thinking? Do you want to tackle? You can always get a guy later, maybe like Garrett Bowles in like 11 or 10, 11.
It's a pretty deep position, so I'm going to go.
Offensive lines typically like that.
Middle linebacker.
Okay, for sure. So we got Levante David, and David, he's a superstar, not an X factor, but he still gets a superstar ability.
Well, and the ratings kind of just mean that how fast do they advance if you're in more of that dynasty setup.
Yep, the superstar. Yep, but you get an extra ability at least, though.
Right.
But
I will take Levante David at 92 overall. Now, I want my field general to be right there.
And of course, look at how good he looks. Who cares about Jalen Smith, right? He's 54. We care about Levante.
Yeah, Jalen Smith changed his number this year, so he's number 9 now.
He went single digits.
He went back to his Notre Dame number.
Oh, cool. That's cool. Well, how do you feel about that rule change? Do you care? Do you not care?
It's great for the game. It's absolutely awesome for the game. And
quick and easy.
If there shouldn't have been that kind of rule anyway. It makes no sense why anybody would have to wear a certain jersey number based on their position because the game is fluid as it is. I mean, have guys that play multiple positions, and sometimes it makes no sense.
Yeah, it's just a number at the end of the day. Okay,
right.
But here we are, 5th round. So you're talking about X factors. I think McCourty might be your last X factor. Here is your team, just for everyone who's tuning in. Shout out to y'all. Yeah. Look at that. I mean, we're talking about Tom Brady throwing the ball to Julio and Travis Kelsey. Game over. I could switch up the scheme if you want. I kept it for everyone. I do Tampa Bay offense. So if you want to change the scheme, let me know. No problem.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely do that before we're through.
Of course, shout out to Jeff. We got a Super Bowl champ in the chat. Try to remind you.
Got to make sure you at Jeff anytime you're talking about anything because usually he feels a little triggered when you mention anything because he tweets about everything. So if it relates to anybody in particular, it's going to be Jeff.
Shout out to Jeff. I mean, great guy.
And he's a Matt Rule doppelganger, so we're going to shout out Matt Rule too.
Let's shout him out. Shout out Matt. Shout out Jeff. But here we are, round 5. What are we thinking? You have 3 offensive players and 1 defensive player. Round 5. We got McCourty, Howard, Bates. Do you want to get an lineman?
This is a beautiful time.
AJ Brown.
No, this is a beautiful time to get one of my favorite Madden running backs, Kareem Hunt.
Oh, yeah, let's go. I think, is this the earliest someone's ever gone running back?
It's not definitely not orthodox.
It might be.
But the way he pans
good.
out in every type of offense that I've run a playbook through, he's got versatility. He's got speed, power, catching ability. He's a good blocker. He does everything well.
Do you play or do you simulate?
Both.
Okay, so if you play, it could inflate it a little bit, right? Because obviously you're not going to lose if you're playing. But what about a Madden simulation?
I mean,
let's find out.
Yeah, it's still based on his ratings across the board. Really
he's still an 80. Yeah, dude, he's still an overall, and overall matters. And here we are. What matters? Round 6. What are we going to do? What are we going to add to this team? You got your offensive foundational building block pieces for this year. Do you want to go Waller? We could make him a receiver. Do you want to just get some more linebackers or, a nice zone defensive player there in Eddie Jackson? Aaron Jones. Let's run the Baltimore offense with Tom Brady.
With Brady, running the RPOs with Brady.
Shit.
Actually, I would like to go with
I could sort by position. Pass rusher. Okay, so we could look at left end, right end, and then if you don't like it, we could look at the outside linebackers. Graham, Hicks, Dunlap, not too shabby. We'll kick it to right end. Maybe Casey is more of a defensive tackle, especially if you go 4-3 defense. Right. It depends on what you want to do there. Pass rushers. JPP, you could always get round 11, round 12, maybe, not too bad. Van Noy's there. Jadavion Clowney, he's usually here for a couple of rounds. I know Rashawn Gary, move him the right end. He's there around, 10, 11, 12. So it's kind of just what you want to do here. I'll show you secondary as you think. We got bodies here, of course, and then safeties, Eddie Jackson, Earl Thomas, and, of course, John Johnson. Shout out to the Browns.
Yeah, great pickup on their part. He was a very, very big part of why their secondary was number 1 in the league for the Rams last year.
For the Rams,
it wasn't just Ramsey and everybody else. It was definitely
like John Johnson.
John Johnson was making plays all over the field. His ball skills are great. He's a great tackler in the open field, and that's a very important part when your corners know that they have somebody behind them. That if they're not feeling a route, like if the guy beats them on a route, like we saw with Ramsey getting beat by Mooney on that play. He wasn't afraid to get beat by Mooney, even though he probably could have guessed that Foles wasn't going to hit him.
Hey, you can never be too
sure. That's what I got from that is Ramsey gave him a free release, figuring that he had backup, and that's a good thing, even for an All-Pro.
That's absolutely right. So here, do you want to go him? Let's talk him up. Round 6. What are we thinking? Here's BPA. We got Atkins, Mosley, Jackson. And then, of course, some more offensive weapons if you want to go that route.
I like weapons.
Darren Waller.
Yeah, I love Waller, but
put him at wide receiver.
You could, but I don't think his ratings quite as good.
I don't know. Do you want to find? I don't know. It's your team. My bad. Peer pressure is bad. All right. What do you want to do? You said more weapons. Is that what I heard? AJ Brown?
Give me AJ Brown.
And then, of course, like you may or may not know, the Madden has a slot depth chart, and the person you put at the slot typically will see the most targets. So look at how good he looks. Man, everyone looks good in the Cowboys. Shout out. Who was their first round draft pick this year? Was it that linebacker?
It was Micah Parsons, yes.
Yeah. He probably looks equally good too, right?
Oh yeah, he's a good player. And
Vander Esch, he had that neck injury, right? And he's on a snap count, right?
Well, I mean, for a while he had a damaged vertebrae in his neck, and he came back. In his first game back, he broke his collarbone.
Oh,
so it was just bad luck for him. And then I guess the year before that, he had more neck issues. But it's they haven't picked up his option yet, so it's going to be make or break for Van Der Esch.
Big season here. Hey, and of course, big season. Are we going middle linebackers here? What do you want to do? We're at 7th round.
Have a middle linebacker here.
Of course, we could move him to outside.
Planning on running a 4-3.
Okay, so you need some edge rushers.
I like corners right here.
You like corners. We need some safeties. Don't forget. Yeah. Corners, you could always get a Hayward, a Fuller in a couple rounds, a Harris, even round 10, 11, 12. So
you're right.
Maybe a safety. We got Jackson and Thomas still here. Kareem Jackson, Landon Collins. Ooh. More offensive weapons? Like, what are we thinking?
Yeah, I mean,
offensive linemen?
Everything else is looking pretty deep still. Give me let's see. Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm between DK Metcalf and Calvin Ridley as my Z receiver. And I don't know if I think I better go with DK.
He's got the 97 speed.
Well, yeah, and plus if I have Julio and DK, who are you gonna and Kelsey and Kareem Hunt
and AJ Brown? Like, come on.
Good luck.
What is a playbook that has like 5 receiver sets only?
So what I like to do is I run the McVay offense, which is like a quad bunch formation where you can flex your tight end. The tight end's going to be in one of the spots anyway. And so you run into where it's a 4 wide set, but it's bunched in. And so you have a tight end that's almost like an H-back. And then you have your two outside receivers on the numbers and then a slot. And so it runs perfect because then you have one single tailback and then an accurate quarterback, and you just pick people apart.
We're going to have to check the depth chart and make sure I have everything set right. Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh, yeah, dude. We can't make no mistakes out here. Okay. What do you think? We got a solid team going. You got your offense minus the offensive line. You could always catch some bodies. Do you want to get some defensive playmakers before they start running out? You do get that one trade. Don't forget. You do have the Levante David, but of course, in a 4-3, you often need 2 more, if not at least 1 more, especially in a nickel, like a 4-2 or whatever. Do Hightower? He probably not. We still got Clowney. Move him to right end. He will drop to an 83, but he's still he's still solid. He's got the pursuit and the block shed to him, and the speed. Corners. I know you're talking them up, but there's bodies later. Defensive lineman. A 4-3. You need 4 of them. We got Graham here still. Dunlop.
Brandon Graham is
Casey. Moves to defensive tackle. Short.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with the biggest, baddest, ugliest dudes at my 2 D tackle spots. So I'm thinking Brandon Graham here.
And then do you want to move in the defensive tackle?
No, I'm going to put later on, I'm going to just get gigantic, huge
just
dudes.
Big bodies.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you thought Brandon Graham was ugly or something.
No. He's more of a 3-4 end, but
but dude, he's still got some speed to him. He's about 80 there. So shout out Madden. Let's see. So offensive linemen, you're probably sitting solid, especially only having 2 defenders. But this is your team. We're just drafting in it. What are we thinking? You need another strong safety. Amos, Poyer, Peppers. Maybe you get like a Jeremy Chain in round 13.
Yeah, I like that, and I like because we're not going on injury history, so Keanu Neal down there is pretty good for later on.
And injuries are off, and Neal, he may be a star, so he might be going in a couple picks, just so you know, if not this round. But you can still get bodies later. I'm just at safeties. I don't know if you want to go by a certain position. This is just BPA.
Let's go. Guard, left guard and right guard. Let's see who's there.
So is Incognito here? Incognito's here, which is probably your best value because I just got Zeitler and Teller here, overall wise at least. 87 versus like an 83. That's if we're talking about overalls and Madden and ratings. He's got that 93 awareness, 93 strength.
Yeah, and it looks like one of my best options right now. And
that's BPA.
Yeah,
BPA 87. Who cares? He's old.
He's a star too, so he's going to go soon.
And he's 37, but it's the redraft league here, and it's Madden, so obviously it's not real life with injuries off. You get him for a full 16 games.
I'm not worried about that.
I wouldn't be.
I need blindside blocking, pass blocking.
Okay, so you're talking about that. Is it time to get a Garrett Bowles? You could get Dwayne Brown like round 16, but maybe you make him your right tackle.
That's true.
You go Bowles here, or let's see. I think Zeitler is probably gone. Teller's here at least 82, not too shabby. Brian O'Neill is here, 80 overall. Shout out the young guy over there with the Vikings.
Yep.
But you could just get a guy like a Rick Wagner later, probably. It's all about just getting your guy. So, what are we thinking?
What about center?
What about him? So Lindsley is here, and Lindsley he'll be here for a couple more rounds. Yep. But again, if you just need your guys, you're only pushing guys down. So it's like get your guy. I know you're talking about pass rushers. You have just Brandon Graham, who may not be the fastest. So Clowney's still here, but Dupree, Rashawn Gary.
Let's go with Clowney.
Yeah, move him to right end. Yeah, look at those stats. You just love to see the green. You don't need a 56 zone coverage for what Clowney brings to the table.
Yeah,
he just signed with the Browns too.
Yeah.
Dang, dude, they're doing a lot. And then did Neal go to the Cowboys, right?
Yep.
Dang,
they're going to have him as a nickel linebacker.
Yeah, I actually do that often with like Jeremy Chin. I'll put him at outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Shout out. Okay, round 11 here. Just a quick recap, Kelsey, Julio Jones with Tom Brady, but not only that, Kareem Hunt, AJ Brown, and DK Metcalf. Are you kidding me?
It really pays to have something that's elite for a team like that. And if it's going to be scoring points, then I'll do that every time.
That's right. So speaking of scoring points, we got Demario Davis, we got Kyle Fuller, Chris Harris, Hayward, Kawan Short. You're still looking for 2 big body defensive tackles. He's an 85 overall. And just a star, but it's respectable. But you also got bodies here. I know you mentioned cornerback earlier. You got some nice options, especially Kyle Fuller and Hayward and Harris.
Right.
You still need 2 safeties. Don't forget. So we got Earl Thomas. I mean, shout out Earl Thomas. We got younger guys down here. We got Xavier Woods. Hey, shout out the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Jordan Poyer's still here. That's pretty solid value at least, but.
I'm not going to draft any Oregon State Beavers. I'm a huge Oregon Ducks fan, but not going to find me drafting any Beavers.
Hey,
I'm kind of stuck between 2 guys here. At corner, I like Hayward a lot, but I also love Kawan Short. Ooh. And I think
you might be able to get deeper. I think cornerback might be deeper.
Right, and that's why I'm leaning Short. Lock him in.
I mean, you need bodies there on the defensive line. He's an 85 overall. That's a solid baseline for a player. Stats matter. And he's 85 overall.
Yep.
And just speaking of that, look at that. You got your corners. We got all 3 of them here still. We got Demario Davis and Earl Thomas. If you want to look for an Oregon player, I could find one at safety probably. Yeah, Oregon. Patrick Chung. Told you it's that easy. Let's check free safety. I don't know. Who are you thinking, though? I got to find an Oregon guy.
At free safety, there's not many. Just
my OCD's going off. Yeah, there's no one, dude. We got
the rookie that was just picked by the 49ers is way down there, but dude, it's gonna be a while. He's probably about like 62, 63 because he's a rookie, like 3rd and 4th rounder.
All right, I gotta give up. Okay, what are you thinking though?
Let's look at
Stony Brook. Stony Brook. Why can't Oregon? Like, what do they do? They just don't care about that position? Yeah, he's not even here.
In the Pac-12, defense is optional. But what you'll find next year is Kayvon Thibodeau, the defensive end for Oregon, he's probably one of the best pass rushers that's come out since Clowney.
Nice.
And that's something to look forward to because he's like Clowney with an actual motor. He plays hard, and he's actually just now figuring out extra pass rushing moves. And like since he took on a little bit more of that responsibility of just being the go and get the quarterback every play, it's fun to watch. And next year he's gonna shred the Pac-12.
What was his name again?
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Shout out to Kayvon Thibodeau. And did you say look at the tackles?
Yeah, I think I want to go with Dwayne Brown at this point.
Missed out on Bulls, but at least you get a Brown, 84 overall.
I'm not a huge fan of Bulls, and I think it's just because he started his career so poorly, and so maybe it's different for Madden. But I mean, every time I watch Garrett Bowles, he's jumping false starts and holding and getting burned by somebody.
Don't need him then. Get him off the team. No. Here we are. Okay, so you do your 2 safeties. You need corners. We got Hayward, Peterson, Thomas, Demario Davis. If you need I heard Haywood, but do you want a second linebacker?
Actually, that'd be kind of good to have in coverage. Which one do you think will be there the next round, though?
I don't know. Maybe
neither.
Yeah, maybe neither. But look, of course, you got at least some 80s to choose from. While outside linebacker, it kind of goes downhill, especially because these are rushing linebackers. So, Demario Davis may not be the best in coverage, but he's not the worst. I mean, 72 zone, 68.
He's definitely serviceable with what I need him for.
Boom. Is that what we're going to go with?
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and of course, he's an 86 overall. It matters. And look at that. He looks good. All right. Let's see. So your 2 offensive linemen. We need 3 more. You got 3 defensive linemen. You're just looking for one more bigger body, and you need an entire secondary. And look at that. Hayward is here. We're just going to lock it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was easy. Look at you got both, and that's all that matters. Shout out Load the Wagon. We're loading it up. All right.
Great show.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Do you want to go more? I mean, looking at safety still. I mean, Woods. Shout out to Julian Blackman with the Colts, of course. We got Chin here. Oh, wow. Round 15, Chin. But, of course, Kareem Jackson is here. If we're talking about overalls, do you just want to go with the better overall, or you want to go with the nice young story over there with the Panthers? Well, or, I mean, it's your pick as well. You can do whatever you want. We got Antonio Brown. We got Peterson. If I'm going too fast, let me know.
No, I'm following you. It's Patrick Peterson or the free safety that I saw.
Patrick Peterson, but that's an 83 or a 77.
Yeah.
Or lower. I don't know who you saw. Deshaun Elliott. Yeah, shout out the Ravens. Jordan Fuller. Was he the Colts too? He might be.
Yeah, maybe a strong safety. I can't remember.
Oh, maybe a strong safety. We got Jackson and Chin. And of course, Malcolm Jenkins or Von Bell, if that's your thing. Chucky Clark.
So
and of course, the Oregon guy.
Yeah, he might be popular if I want to go with the corner here instead. Let's lock in Patrick Peterson. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, he's a big fan of you too. He probably would like your seasoning. So Patrick Peterson, hit up BigTime Flavor Company. .com?
Dion's number. BigTimeFlavor.co.
Co, that's right. That's .co. Don't need the M out here. .co. And again, proceeds until, 9 a.m.?
9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
9 a.m. tomorrow morning. All proceeds go to?
No Kid Hungry.
No Kid Hungry.
Yeah, it's a foundation that helps out families in need to put food on the tables for people, children, and it's a hidden epidemic where people in America, it's the richest country in the world, and we still have thousands of children that wake up and don't know where their meals are coming from. So yeah, shout out to Kid Hungry, putting food on the tables for everyone.
That's right.
That's
all proceeds until 9 a.m. Go get them. Maybe I'll go buy some out here, actually. Shout out. But we'll talk about that later. But what matters now? We got Lindsley here, man. I know you want to go Lindsley. That was too easy.
I want that guy.
Corey Lindsley. Shout out the Chargers. Shout out Herbert. Now we're 3 out of 5 for the offensive line. You need one more body for the defensive line, maybe another linebacker. You got 2. That's fine. And you're kind of looking for a couple more secondaries, especially at safety and other safety, free safety and strong safety. You missed out on guys, but you do got a Rashard Jones. We do got Chung. I mean, we've been speaking it, free safety. But don't even forget, you could move like Rhodes to safety, Jenkins, if that's your thing.
What
are we thinking? I mean, or you could go another body on the defensive line, another linebacker. Well, these guys are here. You're looking pretty solid. JPP, you could move Graham to defensive tackle and put JPP at left end. You could put, just think about it.
Yeah,
that's something.
You go to overall real quick.
Yeah, let's go BPA. We're looking at AB, Le'Veon. Is it backup running back time?
Almost, I think we're getting there.
Maybe. James Robinson, Jordan Reed. Injuries are off. Yeah. Robbie, dude, we don't need a receiver. Unless you want a 4. We're talking about the bunch that has 3. Okay. Rojo, Naeem Hines, Gibson, Higgins,
Yeah, there's lots of good options down there.
But you're still needing 2 safeties. I mean, you do get 1 trade that we could try our best to get that. You're looking at 2 more offensive linemen as well. I don't know if you just want to round that out.
Let's get Patrick Chung.
We got Wagner and then Lewis. Patrick
Chung. Yeah, I want to get my Oregon Duck.
That's right. And you get a safety, so that's what matters. We're still missing 1 safety, maybe 1 more corner, 1 more like coveragey linebacker, and 1 more big body defensive lineman. And 2 offensive linemen. So we got Okong, we can move him the right tackle. We got Justin Pugh, or we could maybe move a center to right guard, Ben Jones. We got Damian Lewis. I think he's with the Seahawks. And then Rick Wagner. He's a respectable guy, good locker room guy.
Go back to left tackle, and we can move Okung to right tackle. So
yep, we could absolutely do that. All right, you need 1 more offensive lineman, and then you're good. Maybe that's what you want to address via trade if you want to. You need at least 1 more linebacker and maybe 2 more secondary guys.
Yep.
If you want a kicker, punter, that's your thing. Maybe a fullback.
No fullbacks in my system.
Hey, Juice is probably available.
I don't want him.
Look at that, 86. No, who needs a fullback? What are we thinking? Do you want to just nail a couple corners? We got some bodies here.
Yeah, give me Jimmy Smith.
Give BPA. Look at that. Jimmy Smith. Shout out Colorado. You ever been to Colorado?
Not yet. Actually, I've been to Denver's airport, which is the worst airport on the planet. But
is that one with the spooky stuff?
I don't know about spooky, but I was stuck there for 8 hours. So
so fuck that airport. Yeah, no. Okay, what do we think? Do you want to go another corner? We're looking for a free safety. Maybe we could move, I don't know, Malcolm Butler to safety, Jenkins to safety.
Let's look at I do want to address the secondary right now because I'm kind of picturing wanting to get not just a free safety but a slot corner.
Okay.
And so if we go, you
got your 3 corners here.
Okay, so I'm good there. And so let's go free safety.
Yeah, free safety, best overall 76. Corner, they stay the same, if not drop just 1. So
okay. So Janoris Jenkins or Xavier Rhodes. I'll go with Rhodes. His coverage skills are really good still. He just lost a step in his
he just has no man, but he's got good zone, and that's what you need out of the free safety, right?
Yes, especially a free safety. I'll take.
Let's go. Okay, so your secondary is pretty much set. Again, maybe you need another just linebacker. In a 4-3, you just need another body. You need another body at big, defensive tackle, and then
that's kind of where I want to go next.
And then tackle. You need 1 more offensive line, but of course, you have a trade if you do want that.
Okay.
I could go down a little bit. We got Al Woods. Corey Peters.
Yeah, I'll probably go a little bit later on that one. I'm looking at Daquan Jones, but I think he'll be there.
Is it time for a backup running back? We got David Johnson. We got James Robinson, Antonio Gibson. Backup running back gets 100, 120 touches, so pretty respectable. I'll go up top. Mostert if you just want the speed, 97.
I want a guy who's just a great overall athlete again, just like kind
Gibson.
Of like Hunt. I like Gibson, but is he better than Hines in this format? I don't.
What do you want to? We can look at their stats. What do you want out of this player? Gibson, 73 catching, 86 change of direction.
Okay, now let's check Hines.
Hines, so 73, 86. Hines, 74, 88. So Hines is a little bit maybe more agile. But it's pretty much similar. So it's just whoever you like more. I mean, let's look at James Robinson. Mostert is probably the guy that you'd want if you're talking about like not necessarily catching, but like acceleration, maybe some, ball carrier vision type thing.
Give me Gibson.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I hate Washington football team, but Gibson's just, everybody who follows me knows that I have just an affection. I get a love for Memphis running backs.
Like Gainwell.
Gainwell, Tony Pollard, and Gibson. Yeah, it's all these guys are coming out of the new running back university at Memphis, and they're all good. They're all versatile. They're all great.
Versatile athletes. Yeah, it's what you want out of a running back. But here we are. So again, you need one more body on the defensive line, one more linebacker if that's your thing, and then one more offensive lineman. And don't forget, you do get that one trade, so we got to at least address the couple here.
Yep. Let's go offensive line.
Let's look at it. So right tackle, we got Wagner. But don't forget, you're putting Okong at right tackle, but it's like, who cares who goes to guard? You know what I mean? As long as the overall is pretty respectable. We got Ben Jones, 80. We could just move him to right guard, 80.
Yeah, that's
and then just so you know, we got Justin Pugh, shout out the Cardinals, and then Eric Fisher. Did he get released? Is he even on a team anymore?
Yeah, I believe he went to. Yeah, he got picked up, but can't remember where.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Because do you want Ben Jones?
Yeah, I'm gonna move him to right guard.
Boom. So your offensive line's set. You have one tight end. You have 3 receivers, 2 running backs, your quarterback. You're looking for, again, that linebacker just to have a nice role, and then another big body defensive lineman, and then your starters are intact.
Mm-hmm. So let's go.
Here's middle linebacker. We got Trevathan, move him to left outside linebacker. Maybe Collins is here. Sean Lee, talk about the Cowboys. He knows the system, knows the locker room.
The general.
Defensive tackle, we got McClendon still here. He's an 81. Again, that's overall, man. 89. He's 88 awareness, 89 recognition. But we got the general just sitting here. Shout out to Shaq and the general car insurance.
Yeah,
middle linebacker. Let's go. General. Oh, that makes General Lee. I get it.
I'm a homer. I'm a homer.
Because that's what you need. He knows the stadium. He knows Jerry. Look at that. He even looks good. Who would have thought? So you got that down. We're looking for one more body on the defensive line. And then like your starters outside of kicker and punter are perfect. I mean, Tyson Alualau, move him to defensive tackle. He's an 83.
Yeah. So before we do that, can we get a second tight end?
Yeah, you do whatever you want, man. It's your team. Harrison Bryant's probably gone. Maybe Akwubunam is here. He is. But if we're going up overall, Delanie Walker, Greg Olsen, Graham, Eifert. This is just a tight end too. Maybe Jarwin's here. Nah, Jarwin went. Jarwin is here. We got Logan Thomas. We got Wynn, Tunyon, and Hollister. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Injuries are off again.
No, I'll just let that auto draft.
Just let that auto. We don't need it. Do you want to pick a lineman? Do you just want auto draft everything? I mean, like you get a trade if you want it.
So I'm gonna go kind of off grid. I mentioned his name earlier, but I want Daquan Jones.
I heard that Daquan. I went right down to him. Daquan. So, do you want to get a kicker? Do you want to get a punter? Should we just adjust this team, fast forward, and see what's good? I mean, it's your team, bro. We could go all 53 rounds, but we'll be here for 4 hours.
Right. Yeah. You can skip through.
Do you want to get we could go age? I mean, we got some guys here. Tristan Hill. He's on the Cowboys. We got Darrington Evans. Shout out Darrington Evans and what he was doing yesterday on Twitter. Do you want a fourth, receiver? You got Jack.
Yeah, for the brand. Can you put in give me Tony Pollard. I know
he's gone. No, he's gone.
He's gone. Okay.
Yeah, because he's like a star overall, so they go.
Oh, that makes sense.
He probably went. Yeah. But
okay.
For the brand, is there anyone else? FTB or FT? Yeah, FTB for the brand. Anyone? We got Isabella, Kiki, Paris, Campbell, tight ends. You could, I don't know, or we just simulate, let the draft.
Yeah, go ahead and sim it. I'm not seeing anybody that
for sure. All right. So then in this meantime, as I adjust these teams, we'll simulate the draft. We're just get to know you a little bit more. I got a couple questions. All right. Bo, what are your top 3 favorite smells?
The first rain.
Oh,
that.
Yeah, dude, that's a good answer.
So first rain smells all time.
That's good.
Fresh brewed coffee.
Mm.
And then the smell when you're walking down just like a downtown neighborhood and you walk into a pizzeria that first hit of the yeast smell plus
whatever's
the
going on
pepperoni. Yeah, the inside of a pizzeria smells better than anything I've ever smelled. So it's
nice answer. Bo, what was your first cooking job? Were you like, did you start off as a busboy or something? Did you even work in the industry? I'm assuming.
I did briefly. It was more of growing up in a kitchen that was always busy. Like I grew up and both my parents worked a lot, and so I was at my grandparents' house a lot. And my grandpa was he says he was a chef in the Air Force during Korea, but my grandma always said that he was just a fry cook. So he just but the stories he would tell meant that he was some grand master chef, and I believed him because we were making so many different things in his kitchen after school that I mean, learning how to make chicken and dumplings when you're 7 years old it's like you look back and that's insane, right? You're just like I learned how to use a pressure cooker before I was in 3rd grade.
I mean, and dude, like we see it. The pictures you post, man, it paid off. So shout out to Gramps. Wow,
yeah, Grandpa Willie, rest in peace. And it's really cool to be able to get creative in that kind of way and provide something that makes people smile. And that's what anybody would want.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. So like cooking food for someone, that has to be like one of the nicest thing you could do for someone is like cook them a meal.
Yeah, it gets people really excited, especially when they're like, "Oh yeah, I've never been over to your house," blah blah blah, and then they come in and they get that same
smell,
that hit of the smell, and then they're like, "Oh, this is where I'm supposed to be for sure."
What is your like go-to meal? If you're having guests over, maybe nothing too fancy, but like if you're having some guests over, maybe like a dinner date night with a couple friends or something. Go-to meal.
I'll cook anything, and I usually leave it up to the guest. I'll say, "Hey, give me a couple days notice. Just name what you want to eat, and I will make it, and it'll be good."
What a guy!
That's a lot of fun to give people the free will to be like, "What do I want, Bo to cook
what do I want?"
That's something that's pretty cool. Is just to be able to pull anything out and make it good.
What if they're like boxed mac and cheese?
Then I'll make them traditional Southern mac and cheese because it's way better.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Nice. All right. Let's see. If you could hack into any one computer, whose computer would you choose?
Probably Jerry Jones. I'd hack in and make some good choices. I'd hack in and make some choices.
Change the notes up. There you go.
Like, hey, we're gonna make Mike McCarthy just the head coach in spirit. He's really not that good.
Let's get him out of here. Get him out of here. Okay.
Put him on the sideline. Give him a clipboard, but he's not actually doing anything.
No, he's not. Okay, let's see. Oh, here's a good one. What food combination would you eliminate? Pineapple on pizza. I've heard people putting chocolate on pizza. Olive oil with ice cream.
That's actually pretty good. Anything like
with salt.
Yeah, for me, it's not about the flavor combination that makes me angry about pineapple on pizza, because all I say is that I'm a purist. I like history of things, and pizza isn't just food for me. It's like a living document that we write on fresh made dough. Like if you're making dough, that's the piece of paper that you're writing this story with. And so back in the day when they're making these historical documents that we call pizza now, there's no pineapple. There's not even chicken, really. They don't put ground beef on old pizza.
Barbecue.
They don't put all the things that we've revolutionized as part of pizza. I really don't believe in calling it pizza. You can call it whatever you want, just don't call it pizza. So enjoy your pineapple flatbread. I'm sure it's delicious, but I'm just not going to call it pizza.
Nah, just cheese? What? Tomatoes, cheese, and maybe pepperoni.
Well, I mean, cured meats, of course, vegetables. There's a lot of ways to go about it that's traditional.
What is your pizza? Like, you know what I mean? Like, think about that circular thing right there. What is your painting? What is your picture? What is your essay? What are you doing to it?
It's pepperoni. It's sausage, like spicy Italian.
Sausage. Yep.
And then black olives. And then fresh basil.
Gotta top it with that FB at the end. A little bit of olive oil drizz, maybe?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Okay. If you could know the absolute truth to one question, what question would you ask?
Absolute truth to one question.
One question.
That's a tough one. I'd probably want to find out if they really used humans to build the pyramids.
Oh, that's a good one.
Or was it aliens? Because there's a lot of evidence, a lot of conspiracies out there. That'd be really interesting.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Nice. All right. And the last one before we kick it here to the depth chart and simulate the season. If you could have witnessed one event in history, what would it be?
Probably be. It's gonna be food related.
Hey, that's all good, man. It's your thing. It's personal questions here. We're just trying to get to know you a little bit more.
No, I probably would like to be. No, I'm gonna change it up.
Yeah, change it up.
I want to be at
the very best.
So the World Series in 2010, when the Giants beat the Rangers, I was in college, and of course, Game 2 of the World Series in 2010 was on October 28th, and that was the day that my grandpa Willie passed away. It was the same exact day I proposed to my wife, so I'd go back on that day with my wife and my grandpa. That would be exactly what I would want. Be like, hey, it's your last day on Earth. It's our first day for the rest of our lives, and we all share this love of the Giants and the Giants winning.
Shout out the Giants and the Giants winning. So that's a good one. All right, are we ready to kick it off to the depth chart and see how you want to play around with it, and then we'll simulate. We'll simulate it going on. So it looks like you got Peyton Barber, pretty solid. Who do you want as your wide receiver 1? Quote unquote, Julio. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Julio's fine.
You got Richardson, Greg Ward, Demir Bird, shout out. Okay, Julio, AJ, and then DK. Because, when you put the guy in slot, that's all that matters.
Right.
Or then, because, you get it. You're an experienced Madden player. We got Clowney. He went down a little bit, but no biggie. His stats overall did not. We got Zach Kerr. We got some bodies there. And then, of course, quarterbacks. You got your big 3 here. That's all that matters. Good. With Rhodes. Dude, he went to an 83. That's pretty solid. Who do you want at third down running back? So maybe the running back handling more of the catching. Do you just want Hunt to be your workhorse?
Yeah,
Or do you want Gibson out there, getting some touches?
Yeah, I mean, they're still going to flex based on fatigue, and even a simulation, they're still going to get touches. So I'll leave Hunt as the
Hunt. Whoa.
Yeah, watch your mouth, Bo. Yeah, Kareem Hunt. If you don't just combine the first initial last name,
that'd be something. All right, yeah. So Kareem Hunt, do you want to
leave as the bell cow?
And then then leave him at power running back. So slot receiver. Yep. Who do you want at slot? Well, Julio. He's your best slot receiver according to overall. Or do you want AJ, maybe the guy that might be a better athlete, like agility-wise?
Yeah, AJ's the perfect slot receiver.
Boom. Okay, we're looking pretty good then. You ready just to kick it off to the season and see what's good?
Yeah, get my scheme in there, though.
I would have forgot. Good thing you remembered. Let's go. Offensive scheme. You said McVay. What are they? Vertical, multiple zone?
I think if you just...
you can't... It sucks because you have to hit the exact scheme. Because you see how it's Jacksonville, New York, Detroit, Green Bay, Carolina, Jacksonville.
It's a
West Coast power.
I think
West Coast zone. I don't know why I have to do this, man.
West Coast zone run would be my guess.
No.
Yeah, right there. You passed it.
Oh, yep. Okay, defense. Do you want the 4-3 scheme of Dallas? Do you want a specific scheme?
The scheme that I like to use the most is the Tennessee scheme, which is 4-3.
They're 4-3. Under, I don't know what under means. Just a base.
It's a base, but it's
yeah. But who knows what freaking like Madden
Tennessee,
thinks of? They're getting so cute with this stuff, It's so annoying. Is it a 4-3 quarters? Is it Tampa? You know what I mean? I hate. What are they? What is it? Tennessee. What is their abbreviation? TEN. Yeah, let's go. 4-3 quarters, like whatever that means. Cover 4 defenders deep, but allows opportunities. Yeah, of course. All right, let's simulate to the regular season, and then there's a question for you. I'm sure PlayStation Madden's probably very similar. Do you like that interface they incorporated into the game? set your season goal right here. What are we thinking? 4 wins, 7 wins, make the playoffs, make it to the Super Bowl.
Give me the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. What are you trying to? Are you trying to make it? Are you trying to win or try to make it to the playoffs for Scott Fishbowl?
Well, I mean, the way I'm drafting so far is pure aggression, so I guess I'm going to win.
That's right. Shout out. Okay, let's simulate to midway season, and we'll see how your team's doing. What do you think? Maybe it's about 7, 8 games. Where do you think your team's gonna be about?
Hopefully above 500.
Maybe a good 5-3, a good 4-3.
Hope so.
Let's see. Oh, I saw it. Did you?
I missed it.
5-3. You're second in the division only because the football team had a bye week. So that's pretty solid.
The damn Eagles last week. Come on.
You did 25-24. That's rough. But Brady, second in the NFL in touchdowns, 13th in yards. So something's going on. 20 touchdowns, 1 interception. Wow.
That's amazing.
MVP question mark. Look at that. Gibson, Hunt's doing pretty well. 4.8. Barber with 2 tutties. Gibson has 3 too. That's pretty solid. You like to see that out here. Look at that. AJ Brown with 10 touchdowns. Kelsey is doing great. Metcalf is out there doing his thing. And then, wow, Hunt's averaging. Dude, Hunt has 7 catches for 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You weren't kidding about the Hunt. Let's see the defense. Clowney with 7 sacks, 5.5 for DeMario. David with 4.5. You like to see that. We got 5 picks.
Oregon Duck leading the team in picks.
That's right. But we got 6. Dude, is that 6? 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 picks. We'd like to see a little bit more. Any fumbles? No fumble recoveries. Your defense definitely has to step up. Oh, you got Young Hui Koo.
Nice.
He's 8 for 8 on the field goals, 30 for 30. Dude, let's go. MVP. Are you going to take a kicker in the Scott Fishbowl?
Probably
maybe later. Yeah,
I definitely want 1 or 2 at the end of the draft just for in case of injury, because last year I felt like I was off to a ripping start. Like I was really high in points. I was on the leaderboard in points the first 5 weeks, and then basically after that 6 of my top 8 picks all got hurt.
Yeah.
I had Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow, Todd Gurley, Raheem Mostert. I had everybody. Joe Mixon. I got everybody hurt last year.
That's how it goes. Sometimes that's how the dominoes fall. And speaking of how the dominoes fall, I have simulated to the playoffs. Let's see how you did. 9-7. You finished first.
I won the division.
But did you? You are in the wild card play. I don't know. You probably did, right? You're in the wild card playoffs, though. You're going up against the 10-6 Vikings. You made the playoffs.
Met my goal.
You made the playoffs.
Yards, 38 touchdowns for Brady.
Not everyone. Not too shabby. He kind of slowed down a little bit. Hunt balled out. You love to see it. Receiving, love to see it. Look at that. Kelsey dominated too. Julio and Metcalf. I mean, there's so much to go around. And that defense. Yeah, David balled out. Peterson really balled out. That's good. Chung with 3. You love to see it. Love to see it. We're in the playoffs. Okay. Wow, look at that. 9, 9.5, and 10. That's pretty awesome.
Good pass rush.
That's awesome. Okay, let's see. You're in the playoffs. Wild card. 10-6 Vikings versus the 9-6 Cowboys.
Yep.
How are we feeling?
Pretty good. It's in Dallas because we won the division, so we're looking okay.
All right. Are you ready to simulate and see how you did?
Yep.
Whew, I'm nervous for you, man.
Has anybody won the Super Bowl in the sim?
There's been 7 Super Bowls, and speaking of Super Bowls, that is not going to happen for you, Bo.
No.
I'm sorry. You lost 26-20, but you were the underdog. But what matters most is making the playoffs and giving us a great draft. So, Bo, we appreciate your time. Red carpet is yours here. Let everyone know what's going on with you. Whatever you want to plug here, it's all you.
So as you mentioned at the beginning, I write for a lot of different outlets, but that's what I do for fun. I like to write, and I like to talk about fantasy football. So if you want to talk fantasy football, food, life, it doesn't matter. Hit me up Bo_McBigTime on Twitter. You can go today and early tomorrow, all the way through 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning. I'm donating all proceeds from BigTimeFlavor.co to No Kid Hungry as part of the Scott Fishbowl Podathon. So go ahead and visit the site, place your orders, and know that your proceeds are going to a good cause. Other than that, it's just having fun and trying to trying to survive and get enough sleep.
Hey, you heard it here first. Trying to survive and get enough sleep. And again, that is July 6th by 9 a.m. to get your orders in there for all proceeds to go to No Kids Hungry. That is McBigTime. What is it? McBigTimeFlavor.co.
Yep.
McBigTimeFlavor.co. All proceeds before July 6th, 9 a.m. Go do that. I'll go do that right now as well. Bo, thank you for coming on. I appreciate your time. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. For whenever you do, have a good night, morning, good night, good morning, good evening, whatever it is, and best of luck to everyone in their Scott Fishbowl drafts. Catch us next. Thank you. Catch us next Monday, everyone. Have a good night.